Hi everybody, this is Sue with TravelChangesLife.com, and I thought that I would take some time to explain to you about why prices can vary so much on cruise ship cabins. And I'm going to give you a couple of actual examples that I have booked lately so that you can have a better understanding of what goes into picking the cabin that is right for you, either size-wise and feature-wise and price-wise. So let's just take a look at a real life example. I just clipped this from Holland America Cruise Line's website. And as you can see, for this particular ship, they have 5 different types of cabin. An inside cabin, an ocean view, a veranda, a signature suite, and then the Neptune and Pinnacle suite. Each of these cabins, especially the higher end ones, will come with more amenities than other cabins. But you will go on their website and you will say, okay, I would like to have an ocean view because I want to keep the cost of this cruise lower. I don't want an inside cabin, but I want an ocean view. And if you will notice, I have ocean view highlighted, and even within ocean view, this is on the consumer website, you will see that Holland tells you there are 3 types of ocean views. A fully obstructed view, which means that you're going to be looking out onto a lifeboat, in which case you may as well have an inside cabin for less money. A partial sea view, and an unobstructed ocean view. Partial sea view means, excuse me, that you will probably see part of the lifeboat, but you will still be able to see the sea. So when you say you want ocean view to someone, or you're trying to pick it yourself, you need to keep in mind that ocean view really means that there are 3 different kinds of ocean view cabins. And even more than that, there are a number of categories within ocean view. And I'm going to show you that next. So for this particular couple that I was working with, they decided they wanted ocean view. They didn't want to have a fully obstructed view, and they really didn't want to have a partial sea view. They wanted to see if there were any cabins left that were ocean view and had a full ocean view. Well, this is what you get into, and this is why it helps to use somebody who knows how to really look at the opportunities when you book. I just showed you that there were 3 different types of ocean view staterooms, but if you will look at their actual legend when you go back into to book, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different kinds of ocean view staterooms, and every single one of them has a different price depending on which of those categories it is, which letter, C, D, double D, E, F, G, H, or double H, where it is on the ship, what kind of view it has, whether it's a connecting room or not a connecting room. Whether it's near the middle of the ship, the front of the ship, or the back of the ship, fore or aft, whether maybe it's near elevators. So not only are there ocean view staterooms and 3 basic types, there are 8 actual codes that you can book, and each one of these has a different price. So this is why prices will seem to vary so much to you as a consumer when you're looking at, let's say, a very discounted last-minute fare, or a website that is a heavy discounter of cruises. What they've done is they've created a group with the lower ones, the lower types of fares. So when you go to pick a cabin, you will be told, these are not available. Only these, the fully obstructed views, are available. That's not really true. What they mean is within their group, that's what's true. So let me continue on. You can look for yourself at the deck plans of any ship. They're available online, either on the cruise website, or you can just Google the deck plans of the name of the ship. More than likely it will come up. For this particular ship that we are talking about, the deck plans are 2 pages. This is the top 1, 2, 3, 6 decks, and these are the bottom 5 decks. And this is, you can see that the legend that I was just showing you shows for each of the types of suites. So let's go back here. You see that each one of these is color coded, and those color codes have to do with the color codes that are for each of the types of cabins on this legend here that you see on the right. So you'll have a little schematic that'll show you the sports deck and all the way down to the main deck, which is the lower deck. And you will see that for the ocean view staterooms, you have to find a color code that are blues or light greens or teals or beige. You don't see any of those here on the top of the ship or the upper part of the ship. You have to go to the lower part of the ship, and you will see that those color codes exist only on 2 decks. The upper promenade deck, which is the 4th deck, there are some here as you can see in the middle with that color code, and the main deck, which is the lower deck, down by where the main stage is, and you will see that there are some color codes that match here. Now, if you decide you want an ocean view cabin and you want unobstructed view, then you're going to have to be up here on deck 4. There are a few here, but this is the main deck, and you're going to look out that ocean view window and you're going to be pretty much right at water level. Whereas if you're on the 4th deck, you'll be able to see out over the sea a little bit. So I would probably suggest to you, if you want ocean view, to try to get one of the ones that have unobstructed views. Well, as you can see here, these are little lifeboats. And as you can see, about 1 cabin in every 5 or 6 has a completely unobstructed view. The rest of them are going to have a partially obstructed view like this cabin, or a fully obstructed view like these 3 cabins which have a lifeboat right there. So why pay for an ocean view and be looking out at the side of a lifeboat? You may as well pick a different category of cabin. So that's what goes into some of the pricing, but you yourself can pull these deck plans up and you can try to look at the decks that you think you want to be on, and you can see what types of cabins are available for that deck. So for instance, here on the 7th deck, the Rotterdam deck, you will see that there are a lot of suites. See, the purple color matches this purpley color here, and then signature suites, which are larger, which are right here. And then there are also a couple of veranda suites. So do you see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 categories of cabins on this cruise, on this ship. Each of those 28 are located in a different place on the ship, or maybe 2 decks on the ship. And not only that, every single one of these 28 will have a different price, and those prices are sort of like airline tickets. They can change frequently, and they do, depending on how booked the ship is, how far out from the sail date, whether they're trying to fill the ship or not fill the ship. So it's really a lot to know and a lot to maneuver when you go picking these. Now, I want to talk a little bit about why prices vary when you look from website to website, or you come to a travel agent, travel advisor, travel agent like me. Price has to do with cabin selection, those categories within the type of cabin. It has to do with whether you're using a last minute or discount website. And then it has to do about whether you're in a group or not. Groups can hurt you or help you, and I'll give you an example of that. Oftentimes, if you go to a discount website, or even if you go to me as a travel agent, you will be in a group on that ship and you won't even know it. The groups on discount websites, what they will do is they will contract with the ship to fill the lower end cabins. So when they have a price that looks really good, it's because you're not getting a very big cabin choice. And you're going to get, if you want an ocean view, you're probably going to get one of the ones that has a full obstruction or a partially obstructed view. You may be on the lower decks rather than on the upper decks. So they're not going to have picked the more expensive cabins, and they're going to have cut a deal with a cruise line that maybe brings it down a little more. So you're not going to have a lot of choice. If you don't care about the cabin you're in, that may not make a difference to you. But you just need to realize that when they say something's not available, what they mean is it's not available within their group. That's how being in a group can hurt you. But if you come out of the group and you book on your own, you're probably going to pay more because you've popped out of that group and you no longer are getting that discounted group rate off of that discounted website. Now, there are ways that groups can help you as well. If you are put in a group through a travel agent and they have a relationship with that ship, or their host agency has a relationship with that ship or that cruise line, they can often, if it's a very popular cruise like an Alaskan cruise or a Mediterranean cruise, they may have contracted for half or more of the ship. Therefore, they have a very wide cabin selection, and I, as the agent, will be able to get you, if it is still left at all, I will be able to get you, say, an unobstructed view for an ocean view cabin, or a veranda that is a better placement on the ship than some of the verandas that are poorly placed on the ship. So a group can help you and a group can hurt you. And I'm going to give you a couple of real life examples that I have booked within just the past little while, and what happened to the people who booked them and why. So first of all, just to know that prices will vary on cruise ships depending on a lot of factors. Whether you have been a past traveler depends on the pricing. The basic pricing sometimes will not change, sometimes it will, but you probably will get more amenities if you have been a past traveler, especially if you've traveled a lot. It can depend on the state of residence. Florida residents often get a little bit better price, especially for cruises that leave from Florida, because they know Florida residents can drive to port last minute and can take those cabins that are not yet sold. Age, sometimes if you are 55 or older, you will get a better price. Occupation, if you are a firefighter or military or police officer, sometimes medical, sometimes the ship, will give you a little bit better deal. If you are part of a group, and that's what I was just talking about before, if you come to me and I see that my host agency has a group, that means you're going to get more amenities and probably a better price. And then, of course, current cruise line specials, if any. Cruise lines do run specials, especially in the fall of the year, because they want to get their ships booked for the following year. And usually in the spring, when they are wanting to sell summer cruises for family vacation. There are many other specials. They come and go quickly, and you have to know when to take advantage of them. So here are two real-life examples for you. I have a couple who is going to cruise to the Mediterranean on Azamara, which is a small, upscale luxury ship. And they found a price online. They came to me with that price. When I went into the back end of Azamara to see about booking, I found that the lowest price that I could get for them exactly matched what they saw online. However, my host agency has an affinity group on that ship. They had pre-reserved certain cabins, and as a result of that, while the couple paid exactly what they would have paid on their own, not a penny more, not a penny less, they also got a private hosted reception, early access to the ship, and one free shore excursion, and one free dinner in one of the specialty dining rooms. They would not have gotten that had they booked on their own, and the cost was exactly to the penny the same. Now, let me talk about the Holland cruise to New England for fall foliage. I have a couple who I have booked on that cruise as well. And in this case, this was also a case where these New England cruises for fall foliage are very popular, and my host agency also had set up an affinity group and pre-reserved a number of cabins. Because of that, I was able to get cabins that were ocean view cabins with full views. They were not obstructed at all. I was also able to take about $480 off of the published fare that the couple had seen on the consumer site when they looked around online. And they got a private reception, a free shore excursion, and they also got early access to the ship before the rest of the guests got on. So I ended up saving them about $480, as well as giving them a free shore excursion, and a free dinner and so forth. So they came out actually much better having gone through me as the agent. So those are two real life examples. And I just wanted to let you know that it can really make a difference. I wanted you to understand how many different cabin types there are and that they change just like airline seats change. They actually change in price. They probably don't change day to day as much as airlines do, but they can definitely change week to week. We would love to have your business if you're thinking of booking a cruise or some other travel, a land tour. You can go to travelchangeslife.com, perfect packing list, leave your name and email address, and we will send you a download of our packing list that we've developed over the years. Or if you want to browse for a specific trip that you have in mind, go to travelchangeslife.com/browse trips, and you will be able to pull up any cruise, any land tour, any hotel, anything that you would like to see, and you can see how you can book it directly online through Travel Changes Life. This is Sue Painter with Travel Changes Life, and I'm happy that you joined me today. I hope this helps you understand the differences in the types of cabins and then the many different categories of cabins that are underneath each type.